Scattered across millions of square kilometers of open ocean, a labyrinth of over 600 islands sits isolated in the vast Pacific. In this oceanic expanse, the global digital banking grid fades entirely. Credit cards hold virtually no value outside a handful of niche dive resorts, and functional ATMs do not exist. To import basic external necessities, the entire region relies exclusively on the physical United States dollar. Yet, alongside modern fiat cash, the traditional internal economy remains highly active. Deep within the villages, multi-ton limestone wheels known as Rai Stones operate as a legal, recognized form of physical currency. This forces an unusual economic matrix. The population sustains a civilization completely severed from modern digital finance, yet strictly tethered to highly complex, imported global supply chains. This map visualizes the strictly governed gateway into the archipelago. Under the Compact of Free Association, or COFA, United States citizens possess absolute borderless rights to enter, live, and work. For the rest of the globe, entry is tightly capped at a 30 to 90-day window. Even within that window, border control enforces a non-negotiable pass loop. To clear immigration, a traveler must present a passport holding at least 120 days of absolute validity beyond their stay, alongside a physical, confirmed onward flight out of the region. These rigid borders enclose a society that produces minimal commercial agriculture and virtually no local manufacturing. Physical survival dictates an absolute reliance on global maritime logistics. Specialized commercial freight liners cross thousands of ocean miles to deliver the baseline infrastructure: liquid fuel, electrical components, and packaged foods. This massive transport distance directly inflates the cost of everyday living. A standard canned lunch commands $12 to $25. Inside the capital area, securing a basic apartment unit requires $600 to $1,100 a month. To subsidize these imports, capital is pulled into the islands through external channels: United States federal funding grants, localized copra farming, and the lucrative sale of commercial tuna fishing licenses to international fleets. The US dollar does not function here as a tool for generating compounding local wealth. It serves strictly as an external survival metric, required to pay the exorbitant toll of crossing thousands of miles of open water. The economic isolation is compounded by a permanently hot, humid, and intensely sunny marine climate. Pohnpei ranks among the wettest locations on the planet. Massive tropical downpours fracture the heat on a daily basis, feeding a heavy, dense jungle ecosystem. This satellite data illustrates the regional atmospheric threat. From June to December, active tropical storm and typhoon cycles routinely hammer the archipelago. Survival against these violent atmospheric cycles depends on a rigid communal safety net to ensure collective physical endurance. This communal trust manifests literally in the physical economy of Yap. When massive Rai stones change hands, their sheer weight dictates that the stones themselves never move from their resting places in the jungle. Ownership is transferred purely through unwritten, village-wide verbal recognition. The transaction is secured entirely by the consensus and memory of the community. This requirement for extreme social cohesion drives local crime metrics downward. Violent crime targeting external travelers is exceptionally low, managed by tight tribal accountability. In exchange for this security, daily life operates under highly conservative societal rules. Local modesty laws strongly enforce traditional dress codes, requiring women to wear clothing that completely covers their knees in public spaces. When supply ships are delayed by storms, the islands fall back on an oceanic diet. Hand-processed coconuts, local yams, taro, and fresh reef fish sustain the population entirely independent of global supply chains. The architectural record of this resilience stands at Madol. Known as the Venice of the Pacific, this ancient administrative center was constructed directly over the coral reef using massive precision-stacked basalt logs. Imported modern currency allows Micronesia to interact with the outside world, but internal tribal law and traditional stone consensus dictate the actual social hierarchy and survival of the population. Micronesia navigates the current century through strict compartmentalization. The society utilizes global logistics strictly for material survival, while deploying ancient communal agreements to maintain its cultural core. This diagram outlines the contrast. While the rest of the globe optimizes for fluid, borderless digital transactions, this island network secures its existence through heavy, localized physical anchors. Systemic stability here is not measured by server uptime. It is measured by the reliability of a freight shipping lane, the bonds of a village community, and the recognized ownership of thousand-year-old stone wheels. Could you baseline your professional or creative life inside a remote, open ocean labyrinth running on a dual currency matrix? Let us know in the comments below. Next stop, Moldova. We measure the metrics of the rugged, landlocked wine frontier of Eastern Europe. Subscribe to stay real.